Hey guys, Mino here with Integral Bricks. This time bringing you a look at my mock spider droid, which is a homing spider droid from Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. So this mock is based heavily off the official LEGO set that there's actually been two versions of. There's an older version, I think in like 2010, and then a newer one a few years later. Don't quote me on that, I'm not actually sure when they came out. But they essentially had the similar leg design, but the center ball is kind of different on both of them. And then my mock obviously is different from both of those. So as you guys can see, this mock is pretty spherical in the center, which was the main focus of this build. And I actually do have other mock spider droids, but I have a tri-droid, so I'll go and grab that one and show you guys that one. So if we move this one to the back, and then we place this spider droid here, it's slightly taller, which is going to be kind of a problem for getting this in frame, but essentially you can see that this only has 3 legs, and this was used in the different battle in the Star Wars Clone Wars universe. Essentially it's kind of like an upgraded version of this original homing spider droid, which is the one that we see first in the very first battle of the Clone Wars. This has a spherical head built out of plates and also cheese slopes. This one uses entirely sloped bricks. The reason that I decided to go for sloped bricks on this one instead of the cheese slope and plate technique is because this is a extremely circular or extremely spherical ball on the actual image from the movies. The other one is a little bit more complicated. It has different colors and different designs, but the one in the original Attack of the Clones film, that shows the spider droid with a completely spherical and one color dome in the middle. So I wanted to recreate that as best I could with the dark bluish gray, and these pieces were most important. Let me see if I can get one off. I'm not sure what they're called. They're about a quarter sphere piece, or actually an eighth sphere piece, but they're very essential in making this spider droid. And if you guys wanted to see how I actually built this spider droid, I have a time lapse in the second episode of Building Geonosis, which is what this spider droid is going to be placed onto when I'm eventually done with it. But you know, I'm going to give you guys another quick overview of the droid, and then you guys can see some of the thought process that went into building it. So as you can see, I have a clone trooper down there, and let's assume that he's about 1 meter in height in scale. So I looked up on Wikipedia, which is just the Star Wars little encyclopedia for stuff like this, and it says that these spider droids are about 7 meters tall. Mine is not perfectly to scale, unfortunately, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about 5.5 meters tall in universe, so this thing would actually have to be a little bit larger to be exactly to minifigure scale, and I'm not sure if that's going to cause any issues when I pose it next to my UCS ATTE that this mock is going to be placed nearby when I'm done with it. If it does, we're going to have to kind of make the circle in the middle a little bit bigger, which is going to be the hard part, and then we're going to have to lengthen the legs, which is pretty simple to do. Hopefully we don't have to do that. Hopefully it looks alright, or maybe I can come up with some other way to make it look a little bit more to scale, but this is the best I could do for now. Like I said, it was using many of the pieces that I did already have in my collection. I didn't have to order too much, so that was always a bonus. If I take off the legs, which you can kind of see right here, they're fully posable, very similar to the official LEGO set, not much to go over there. I do have a little bit more detail on the actual leg pieces, including some brown parts here, some pieces that stick out a little bit more. They have a slightly larger diameter than these other little tube pieces. And then the very bottom of the feet are little dishes, which is a little bit better than the flat circular plates on the original set. But the main interesting part is the dome in the middle. You can see that we have, I'm not really sure what these pieces are, but it's just a big U type piece that I connected in the middle with a long Technic rod that connects through this side and connects to that side. Then it kind of gets locked in place with this little square plate. On the front we have kind of like the tri-droid, or not the tri-droid, kind of like the spider droid's eye almost. It's like a little red visor that it uses to, I guess, sense the landscape or something in the universe. So that's pretty cool. And then we have the two main turrets. The one on the top and the one on the bottom both move. This one moves 360 degrees. This one does not as much because it's hooked onto the back with this little power cable. If I were to take that off, then it could. but I think the power cable is a little bit more important than making it rotate 360 degrees. So yeah, not too much going on there, but the main focus of this MOC was making it as spherical as possible while also being able to maintain some connections, some sturdy connections for the legs so that it can hold itself up. And as you can see, that is not really an issue at all with this MOC. It can hold itself up very well. This is a very kind of slippery table. The friction isn't too good, so it can hold itself up very well. You know, I can drop it. It's all good there. So I'm pretty happy with it. Another thing I did, as opposed from the Lego design, was I added some tiles to cover up the holes of these Technic link arms, which I don't know why Lego doesn't do. I think it's just because they would have to make the sets cost more money for these extra pieces. So I guess I understand it, but it does look a lot better that way. So I'm glad I definitely did it like that. So I'll show you guys some more views of the Tri-Droid. I'm sorry, the Spider Droid. I keep calling it the Tri-Droid. This is the underside little laser turret. Upper laser turret. Looking at it from the side. Once again in scale with a minifigure. It definitely doesn't look so off. I know I explained that the scale was slightly off for minifigure, but it's pretty accurate, and unless the UCS ATTE looks giant next to it, I probably won't be making any major adjustments to it. So hopefully that works out for me. And if you guys do want to see this in a proper Geonosis kind of landscape, from similar to what you would see in the film, made entirely out of Lego bricks, be sure to subscribe and like this video, because I am working on an amazing Geonosis landscape right now to fit this MOC as opposed to a whole bunch of minifigures and a massive ATTE, which is also going to be a really cool Lego MOC, which I'll have a video out very soon. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon with more videos.